This is Mech 19, machining a drum. First thing we'll do is put the tool on the bed of the brake lathe, put the nut on, and we will position the bed all the way in, and then I back out a bit. Next thing we'll do is we'll attach the drum onto the shaft. We need to find the cone that fits into the drum properly. It should fit about halfway into the hole, center hole on the drum. Once we find that cone, we'll make sure we have the right collar. So you slide the collar on, put the spring on, put the cone on, then comes the drum. And the other collar. And then you find the right combination of sleeves to go on so that you can tighten up the nut. The nut is a left-hand thread, so you turn it counterclockwise. And you'll use the tool to tighten it up. Next thing you'll do is put the band around the drum. This will get rid of all of the minor, tiny little vibrations that will give you not a very good cut on the drum surface. Now let's get the tool set up. Again, you're going to wind the bed in and then out a bit to give yourselves a little bit of room. Position the tool in the right position and tighten up the nut. And then you're ready to start to cut. You move the tool to the middle of the cutting area, and then you're going to turn the bed and wind the bed so that the tool comes closer and closer to the drum. When you start to hear it make a cutting sound, then you're going to stop. When you stop, you zero the outside of the crank on the bed. And then you wind the bed all the way in, so you're moving it towards the drum all the way in as far as the surface of the shoe is making contact with the drum. And then you're going to take off about 7 to 10 thousandths of an inch, and you lift up on the drum speed control lever. You can see that as the tool starts to cut, the metal filings will come off of it, and then it pulls it away from the drum and cuts back towards the crank. You can see the speed of the crank spinning there. It's fairly fast. That's called the coarse speed. And then we pull this handle all the way down to the bottom, and that's called the fine speed. So there's a coarse cut or a fine cut. Usually the fine cut is our last and final cut before we take it off there and put it back on the vehicle. And that's cutting a drum.